7 live. State quarterfinal Thursday at Goodman Diamond on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm Gary Wipperman, joined with me, Connor DuBoyce, for today's quarterfinal between the Oak Creek Knights and the Arrowhead Warhawks. Two blue chip, blue blood programs squaring off for the right to meet the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts tomorrow in the semifinals. Connor, what do you think?
I'm just happy that things seem to be working. Let us know how the audio is. We've taken the last game to divide and conquer. Gary caught the last game by himself, and I tried to get the audio going. We'll see.
Our poor viewers, listeners.
I know, right?
The punishment never ends.
We've built this one as potentially the game of the day.
We'll see if that rings true.
We'll see that first one between so long ago, but Sun Prairie East and Superior. That was a dandy.
Menominee Falls
is Superior. See, I'm just blending them all together.
6-5, Menominee Falls falls to Superior. It's time for today's starting lineups. For the 23-6 Oak Creek Knights, champions of the Southeast Conference, and seated number 5, leading off in center field, Sierra Kilborn. Hitting second is the shortstop, Madison Knoll. Hitting third is the Southeast Conference Player of the Year, Kennedy Christopher. In the cleanup spot, all conference, all state, all world, pick your region, she's Riley Grudzelanek. Hitting fifth is the catcher, Bree Rickert. Hitting sixth in right field, Emma Schmidt. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, Allie Scrobus. Hitting eighth at second base, Madison Hoagland. And hitting ninth at third base is Rita Sippy. The flex in left field is Bella Iacano. So for Oak Creek, Kilborn, Knoll, Christopher, Grudzelanek, Rickard, Schmidt, Scrobus, Hoagland, Sippy, with Iacano as the flex. The pitcher today for Oak Creek is Riley Grudzelanek. Now for the Arrowhead Warhawks, 24-4 champions of the Classic 8. Leading off in left field, Jacqueline Cox. Hitting second at third base, Sophia Gimla. Hitting third is UW-Madison commit and All-State Jackie Showalter. Hitting fourth in center field, Sierra Thomas. Hitting fifth, the shortstop, Annie Nielsen. Hitting sixth is the pitcher, Sammy Radish. In the seventh spot, Molly Borst at second base. The catcher, Ashley Gilroy, hits eighth. And in right field, hitting ninth, is Rachel Radish. For Arrowhead, Cox, Gimla, Showalter, Thomas, Nielsen, Sammy Radish, Borst, Gilroy, and Rachel Radish. Starting pitcher for Arrowhead today is Sammy Radish. Radish 12-1 in 17 games with a 1.09 ERA, 7 complete games, 2 shutouts, 81 2/3, 32 earned runs, 22 of them are earned. For Oak Creek, it's Riley Grudzelanek, ERA of 1.44, 14-3 in 17 starts, 17 complete games, including 6 shutouts, 112 innings pitched, 75 hits, 32 runs, only 23 of them earned, 30 walks, and 194 strikeouts. There are today's starting lineups. Quick break. And we're coming back with first pitch. You're listening to W7 Radio.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
And leading off for Oak Creek, the
game time at Goodman Diamond on the campus of Wisconsin-Madison. Leading off for Oak Creek, the one, the only, our buddy Sierra Kilborn. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 on Sierra. Check swing, foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one on Sierra, first team all conference, 3 straight years, and honorable mention all district. Bunt, picked up and thrown. Radish throws to first, and Kilborn is retired. 1-3 for the first out.
Number 2, Madison Knoll.
Now Madison Knoll, a.k.a. get that hot dog suit on. If you know what that means, put it in the comments. When I say get that hot dog suit on, what am I talking about? If you know, put it in the comments. First pitch, a ball to Madison Knoll. And it's 1-0, 1 out, and nobody on for the Knights in the first. Sammy Radish on the circle. Now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. And 1 out in the first. Popped up, coming our way, Connor, just on the roof.
Chance.
That's the closest one yet.
I'm telling you, I'm hitting up Walmart on the way back to the hotel tonight, getting that fishing net.
Oh, I love people come up to the press box with these enormous bags slung over their shoulder, wielding them like some sort of sword. Into the back of my shoulder blades about the 10th time today. This one hit deep to center and caught. Sierra Thomas on the catch. 2 up, 2 down as Knoll is retired. And now Kennedy Christopher, the Southeastern Conference Player of the Year. Connor, to get Player of the Year on the Oak Creek team alone is one thing. To get it in the conference is another thing. To get it as a freshman is a third thing. Dude, that bag is killing me, man. Your bag is slamming me in the back of the shoulder. Yeah. Why? What about it?
No, I was wondering if you guys wanted to fix.
No. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs on Kennedy Christopher. People, I need no help in live streaming. I can make plenty of mistakes on my own. Connor, we don't need any help, do we?
Oh, we've made, I don't know what happened today, but.
It's been a blank show today. 2-1 on Kennedy Christopher. I got people stopping by offering to help with our cameras. We're not running any cameras, so I'm not quite sure what they're talking about. 2-1 and now 3-1 on Kennedy Christopher. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kennedy, the Southeast Conference Player of the Year, as I was talking about earlier before I got a backpack to the shoulders. 3-1, ball 4, and Christopher draws a walk. So runner on first with 2 outs.
Walk brings up the pitcher.
And here's the cleanup hitter, Riley Gredzelanek. Riley coming in, hitting .373, 22 hits and 58 at bats, 10 runs scored, 26 ribbies. First pitch fouled back to the screen, 0-1. You guys, we are located right next to the press box and right next to the giant speaker, and the location's fantastic. The problem is it's a parade of people in and out of the press box nonstop all day. It's been just insane, and somebody got smoked with a foul ball. And there goes the nachos. Actually, he held on to the nachos. Bravo, my friend. Holding on to the nachos after getting drilled with a foul ball. He took a rocket from. You get hit with a Riley Gredzelanek foul ball. You keep the ball.
Right? Autograph that baby.
Get Riley to come sign that thing. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs on Rye. Off speed misses 1 and 2. Kennedy Christopher on first with 2 outs.
Or asking if he's all right. He's like, yeah,
I'm
just hit me
good.
in my shoulder. I still got my nachos.
Just got hit by a Big Ten pitcher, but I'm good.
Just let me enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey, he's a tougher dude than I am, I'll tell you that. Shake that off. Good for you. Hey, let us know who you're watching, where you're watching from today. Put it in the comments. Love to hear from y'all.
Nick Hansen checking in, cheering on the Knights.
Nick's a loyal Oak Creeker. This one hit into center field, base hit for Gredzelanek. A 1-bounce hopper that finds grass in the middle of center field. Thomas throws it in, but the runner, Christopher, advances to second. So first and second with 2 outs in the first.
Now that we're back, Gary, we can get back to our 50 states and 62 counties, or however many there are in Wisconsin.
That's right. Let us know where you're watching from. What if you're in Wisconsin, what county are you watching from? If you're not in Wisconsin, what state are you watching from?
I can pull that sheet back out.
We're playing the license plate game here today for the next 3 days. Base hit. Oh, no. Great catch and shortstop. Holy moly.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Wow. A diving play by Annie Nielsen at shortstop. That was a base hit. She knocks it down, picks it up, flips to second to Molly Borst to get the force at second, and the inning comes to an end. Wow, what a play by Nielsen, and that is the 3rd out. Half an inning in. Oak Creek, nothing, and Arrowhead coming up. You're listening to W7 Radio coverage of the WIAA 2023 State Softball Tournament live.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Three, two, one.
Well, what a play by Annie Nielsen at shortstop. Fully extended dove to knock down a base hit that was destined for center field. She flips it to second to get the force and the out to retire the side. No runs in the first for Oak Creek. Bottom of the first, no score. Arrowhead up to bat for the Warhawks in the first. Cox, Gimla, and Showalter. Riley Grudzelanek on the circle. Defensively going left to right. Starting in left field, Bella Iacano. Center field is Sierra Kilborn. Right field, Emma Schmidt. Rita Sippy at third. Madison Knoll at short. Madison Hoagland at second. And Kennedy Christopher at first. Riley Grudzelanek on the circle. And Brianna Rickert is your catcher. Umpires Jason Wolf behind home plate. A.J. Ligman at first. And William Niebar at third. And there's a base hit for Jacqueline Cox in the left field. It was a one-hopper over third base, and it just laid down neatly on the fair side of the chalk over third base, and Cox leads off with a single. Now Sophia Gimla hitting .391, 24 hits in 87 at-bats, 27 runs scored, 27 ribbies, and a .540 slugging percentage. Gimla steps in. Runner on first and nobody out. Grudzelanek ready and squaring up to bunt. Gimla pops it up. Foul and no chance to catch it for Rickert. She gave it a chase from the catcher spot. It was about a third of the way up the line. Foul right between the foul line and the dugout. So long strike, no balls, one strike. And nobody out with a runner at first. Gimla squaring up again, pulls back, swings, and misses. No balls, two strikes. With Jacqueline Cox at first. Grudzelanek gives it a spin. And here is the 0-2. Just missed. One ball, two strikes on Riley. Northwestern commit. Got a chance to catch up with her future teammate Emma Ray from Superior earlier today following the Superior Spartans 6-5 win over Menominee Falls. Said she'd be here cheering on Riley. Chance those two could meet in the finals on Saturday.
Gary, Sydney checking in, watching from the car, going to Cleveland for a tournament. So Sid can knock off a couple of states for us.
That's got to be Sid Vitonkel from
right.
Wisconsin Lutheran.
You were right. I left the last name out. Check your memory bank there.
Trying to steal second and out at second. Rickard on the throw. And Law and Order making the play.
All right.
Madison Hoagland had help from Madison Knoll. Madison Hoagland applied the tag on the throw from Rickert, and Cox is mowed down. So now one out. Here's a foul ball back our way. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tell you what, Sidney Vitonkel had an unbelievable season this year. I've said it before, you could go 1A, 1B, 1C, pick your top 3, and Vitonkel's in that list in the state from a pitching standpoint. They lost in the sectional finals to New Berlin Eisenhower 1-0. Gimla gets a walk, and now showtime. Jackie Showalter up to bat.
Jackie Showalter.
Showtime, a UW-Madison commit. We'll be joining the crew coming here. We've got a great incoming class that Coach Healy's put together and her staff coming into Madison next year. I'm really, really excited about Wisconsin softball and what's happening here with all the kids really getting elite players from our state coming here to Madison, which I think that's just fantastic. And those of you who know me know I'm a huge Yvette Healy fan. Strike right down Broadway on Showtime. 0-2 on Jackie Showalter.
To see what's on their fall ball schedule. Maybe get down here again, huh?
I'd be down for that. We did Wisconsin Oshkosh last fall. I'd love to do another fall ball game. That was a blast. 1 ball, 2 strikes, as that one missed from Grudzelanek. And 1 out with a runner at first. Riley ready, and here is the 1-2. Swung on, hit to second. We're going to have runner interference, I think. It looked like it hit the runner on the foot. And I think they're going to convene on this. It was a base, or it was a hit in the right or to second base. It clipped the runner, Gimla, on her way to second and skittered into right field. And the umpire is convening to figure out.
Oak Creek in the circle about 8 feet away, all staring at him, glove on hip, like, you better get this right.
Kennedy Christopher looking over like, I dare you to get this wrong. And the runner at second is out, as we thought. So runner interference, Gimla is out, and there are now 2 outs. And a runner at first is Jackie Showalter. And now here's the big stick, Sierra Thomas. A threat to go long anytime. We did one Arrowhead game last year, and she jacked 2 of them out at home against Waukesha North in an 18-3 win. First pitch to Thomas is a strike. I believe we're the only ones doing the audio live stream of this game. That's all on our shoulders, Connor. We cannot drop the ball on this one.
Good thing we spent a game and a half getting it right.
No balls and 1 strike on Thomas. Swing and a miss on Sierra. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Got to have a little fun, make fun of yourself along the way.
Oh,
in this
you have
process.
to.
Otherwise,
you have to. We can spend all day making fun of ourselves. Here's the 0-2, swung on, fouled back our way up against the screen.
I would have had that one again.
I might have got it right in the chops. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs on Sierra Thomas. Tell you what, the music's been on point today. Thomas hitting .439, 36 hits and 82 at bats. And that one missed, and it's 1-2. Three homers this year, 21 RBI for Sierra. Believe she's going to St. Thomas next year for softball, if I recall. Hit in the center and deep and caught! Nice catch by Sierra Kilborn. Got on her horse, ran back, and chased it down for the out. No runs for Arrowhead in the first. We have played 1. There is no score. You're listening to W7 Radio.
W7 coverage of the 2023 WIAA State Softball Tournament is presented by Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin. Visit jollygoodsoda.com to find it in your area. And by The Distillery. With locations in Richfield and Grafton, The Distillery has a full food menu including homemade pizzas and a Friday fish fry. Visit www.distillerywi.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
And 1.
Hey, it's time to join the Buckle Up, Phone Down movement. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation challenges all Wisconsin drivers. Put safety first by taking the 2 most important actions to prevent or survive a crash. Use your seatbelt on every trip and put down the phone when driving. Buckle up, phone down on every trip, every time. A message from the WIAA and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Top of the second, no score.
Right fielder number 3, Emma Schmidt.
Emma Schmidt to lead off. Emma Schmidt, of course, the hero in Oak Creek's 2-1 win over Kenosha Bradford in the sectional final. This one's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oak Creek trailed 1-0 pretty much the last 4 innings of the game. They tied it at the bottom of the 7th, but it was 1-1. They had the bases loaded and nobody out and didn't score again, so they went to the 8th, and then Emma Schmidt singled to score Sierra Kilborn in the bottom of the 8th to send Oak Creek to state. 2 balls and 1 strike on Emma Schmidt. Big thanks to the WIAA and Todd Clark for getting us squared away up here. We're beside the press box at Goodman Diamond, right overlooking the field. And now 3-1 on Emma Schmidt. 3 balls, 1 strike, and nobody out. Leadoff hitter Emma Schmidt. Here is the 3-1. Outside ball. Nope, strike on the corner. 3-2. I've struggled with that outside corner pitch all day, Connor. I know you don't want to say anything, but it's true. I have really struggled on that outside corner. 3-2. Swung on, lifted to left field. Cox under it and makes the catch for the first out in the second. 1 up, 1 down. Coming up next, we shift from D1 to D4. Buddy Wade Bates in the house. Here is Allie Scrobus. Wade, of course, part of the Daily Dodge, Beaver Dam Network, does a great job and has been so supportive of us. I would say him and Mike Thronson always been kind of like mentors to me and just being encouraging and supportive and really encouraging what we do. And I really appreciate all their help over the years. Base hit down the line in left field for Strobus. Strobus on with a single. Sharply hit down the line at third base, and it just tucked inside the bag at third on its way to left field.
Number 8, Madison Hoagland.
Now Madison Hoagland. Hoagie, as we call her. Great friend of ours. Just love Madison. Going to miss her next year. Senior this year. A lot of seniors on this Oak Creek team. Be a lot of changes next year. First pitch to Hoagie. Pulls back. Wild pitch. Scrobus goes on to second. So a runner on second with 1 out. An RBI opportunity for Madison Hoagland. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. Squaring up again and taps it foul, bunted foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Seniors on this Oak Creek team, Madison Knoll, Madison Hoagland, Riley Grudzelanek, Sierra Kilborn, and Brianna Rickert. Seniors for Arrowhead, Molly Jackson, Sierra Thomas, Annie Nielsen, and Sophia Gimla. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one's fouled off, 1-2. Last quarterfinal in Division 1. Here's the 1-2, and that one missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grantsburg, Iola, Scandinavia coming up next. And then Stratford, Waterloo after that. The nightcap is Pacelli and McDonald Central Catholic. 2 D4 games and a D5. Strike 3 called, and Hoagland is retired. 2 outs. And here is Rita Sippy, the number 9 hitter. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Oak Creek. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Arrowhead. And Gilroy is going to head out to the circle for a meeting with Sammy Radish. And the infield will congregate. Ali Skrobis at second with 2 outs. Radish gets the sign, steps on, and here is the first pitch to Rita Sippy. Base hit, right field, coming around third is Skrobis. She'll score, and the Knights are on the board with an RBI single from Rita Sippy. And it's 1-0 Oak Creek. Just a solid piece of hitting by Sippy into right center field. So Oak Creek strikes first. 1-0 Knights. Sippy on first with 2 outs. And here is the leadoff hitter, Sierra Kilborn. First pitch to Kilborn outside, ball 1-0. One ball, no strikes on Sierra Kilborn. One of the seniors on this squad. One-0 miss. Stealing second is Sippy, and she will stay there, safe at second. Ball squirted away in the center field. She gave it a look, but decided to stick around at second base. So Sippy is at second with 2 outs. And now a chance for Kilborn to pick up an RBI. Two balls and no strikes. That one outside. Sierra going to UW Parkside on a volleyball scholarship and studying sports management. That's our kind of kid. And loves her 2 Siberian cats. 3 balls and no strikes on Kilborn. Off speed miss, ball 4, and Sierra draws a walk. So now first and second with 2 outs. And here is
Number 2, Madison Knoll.
Madison Knoll. And now another meeting at the circle for the Warhawks. Start calling them corporate America. Ton of meetings.
Keeping the sponsors happy on the broadcast. Everybody able to get those in.
Always love to hear me some Booker T and the MGs. Little green onions. Order restored. First and second with 2 outs for Madison Knoll. Knoll hitting .458. 44 of 96. First pitch missed. 1 ball, no strikes. $11 doubles and 3 homers for Madison. 30 RBI. 29 runs scored. Very productive year. This one's fouled back against the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Knoll. Oak Creek to get here defeated South Milwaukee 10-0 in 5 innings. They beat Union Grove 4-2. And then the game we mentioned earlier, they defeated Kenosha Bradford 2-1 in 8 innings to advance to state. A really good Kenosha Bradford team. 2 balls and 1 strike on Madison Knoll with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Popped up in the infield, calling for it and making the catch is Gilroy, the catcher, and that retires the side. The Knights get 1 in the second We've played 1.5.
They pick up a
Your
run.
new score,
No errors and 2 outs.
Oak Creek 1, Arrowhead nothing. You're watching and listening to W7 Radio. Yes, Ed, there is a hot dog with relish in the Oak Creek dugout. How can you not love that? That is just amazing. Bottom of the second. Little fun in the Oak Creek dugouts.
Not today, though.
Not today. So this is not live. That was Madison Knoll yelling, "Get that hot dog suit on," to Madison Hoagland. This was last season, 2022. In the second for Arrowhead, Annie Nielsen, Sammy Radish, and Molly Borst, 5, 6, and 7. First pitch to Nielsen is fouled off, 0-1. Pitch from Grudzelanek, high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Riley ready, swung on, hit softly to second. Hoagland's got it, flipped to first to Christopher, and out. 1 up, 1 down in the second. And now the pitcher, Sammy Radish, 347. 17 runs scored, 21 ribbies, and a 440 slugging percentage for Radish. First pitch from Grudzelanek. In there, strike, 0-1. Arrowhead 21-4. They finished 14-2 in the Classic 8. Good enough for first place in the conference. They're 24-4 now after the playoff games. Defeated Waukesha South 15-0. West Allis Hale 15-0. And Sussex Hamilton 5-2 in the sectional finals. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sammy Radish with 1 out. And now 2-1. Sun-soaked afternoon at Goodman Diamond in Madison. Start time 3:05. First pitch temperature 75 degrees. 2-1 is fouled off. 2-2. About a 8 to 10 mile an hour breeze blowing right to left across the diamond. Flags in center field are at attention. Woo, hot shot to right and foul. No movement on those flags. They're both limp out in center field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out on Sammy Radish.
Yeah, it's weird. The ones in center field are not blowing, but
the Big Ten flags around the
yeah.
field are. Pitch from Grudzelanek, called strike 3, and that is the second out as Radish is retired. Now Molly Borst. Borst hitting .318, 21 hits and 66 at bats. 21 runs scored, 17 RBI, and a .485 slugging percentage for Borst. Molly, a junior, first pitch misses, 1-0. Connor, we're not getting much for comments today. It's kind of slowed down.
No, nothing coming in.
Where's our peeps?
We were big time active in the first game.
I know.
Picking up a bunch of counties and a bunch of states.
People from Thailand checking in.
Yeah.
I could barely get Nick Hansen's the only one checking in. Come on.
Nick and
Vitonkel.
Yeah, Vitonkel.
2-0 on Molly Borst, and that one's fouled off. 2-1. It's no fun when you guys are quiet. It's more fun when you guys are active.
Still got to know what state you're driving through, Sid, so we can check it off our 50-state map.
She said they're on the way to Cleveland. So
probably pass, hopefully went through Illinois, Indiana while we're on the broadcast. That'd give us 2.
Well, you'd think with Indiana, we're going to pick up at least one Indiana viewer. We normally do. His granddaughter's graduated now, but I think he's once in a while still checks out on Oak Creek games. 3 balls and 1 strike on Molly Borst with 2 outs in the second. Swung on, popped foul, and out of play. Connor, we're going to have a lot of Waterloo people here tonight. I'm telling you. It's gonna be loud and rowdy. I think the whole town came over.
I love that.
Not too far of a drive from Waterloo over here.
I think it's the shortest drive of their entire postseason.
Probably. Yeah, they were the Road Warriors. Ball 4 to Borst, so Molly Borst draws a walk. And a runner on first with 2 outs.
The catcher, number 20, Ashley Gilroy.
I'm just watching my back in case Broadhead shows up. I put a little target on my back with Broadhead. I feel like they're all coming for me. So
they'll be coming. You can bet on that.
It's all right though.
Tried to steal second, and in there is Molly Borst on the first pitch.
I love that Roadrunner
Me
sound.
too. So Ashley Gilroy at the plate, 222, 14 hits and 63 at bats. Borst at second. And there's a strike. No balls and 2 strikes on Gilroy.
Over looks like Kakana sticking around, taking this one in.
I'm sure. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that retires the side. No runs for Arrowhead in the second. We've played 2. Oak Creek 1, Arrowhead nothing. You're listening to W7 Radio.
The 2023 WBCA Girls Basketball All-Star Games are on W7 on June 28th. 5 games in one day with the class of 2023 All-Stars from all over the state of Wisconsin. Watch all the games 100% live and 100% free on YouTube and Facebook. W7 is for the girls.
Top of the third. 1-0 Oak Creek, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Arrowhead, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. In the third for Oak Creek, Kennedy Christopher, Riley Grudzelanek, and Brianna Rickert, 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Knights. Leading off is Kennedy Christopher. She's 1 for 1.
Gary, good news from Vitonkel. Illinois and Indiana are off our list.
Check and check. Thanks, Sid.
Well on our way to all 50 states this weekend.
First baseman, number 20, Kennedy Christopher.
Caitlin Callahan checking in, says Mishicott on the bus listening.
Nice.
On the way, cheering on Jackie Showtime and Riley Grudzelanek.
Kennedy Christopher at the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike, fouled off. So 1-1 on Christopher. We'll see Mishicott tomorrow. against
Mayville.
Mayville. The Cardinals from Mayville coming in hot tomorrow. 1-1. Christopher skies it in the infield, calling for it and making the play. At first base is Showtime, Jackie Showalter. 1 up, 1 down in the third.
I know we'll pick up, I'm hoping we'll pick up Massachusetts tomorrow with Michigan, Brian Callahan.
Maine, I think. He's in Maine, isn't he?
Yeah, Maine. Yep.
Yeah, Brian's always good for review.
Maine. Unless he's going to make the surprise trip out here and come to Goodman Diamond.
Sure, we'll pick up Minnesota tomorrow. Belle Plaine, Cora Nelson's aunt and uncle always checking in. They sent us a nice little donation to help us funding for the tournament fees this year. If you'd like to do the same, please head to our website, productionsw7.com, and hit the donate button. It doesn't have to be a lot. Every little bit helps. We got about a $2,000 gap to cover, so anything you got laying around in the couch cushions or whatever, we'll take it.
Just looking to cover the sunscreen for the 3 days, that's all.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out on Riley Gredzelanek. That one up high, 2-1 on Riley.
Josh Charleston checking in, watched the previous one, now tuning in for this one here. The 5 kids on that team that play with his daughter's Twisters team.
Gredzelanek hits it in the air to center, backing up and making the play at second base is Molly Borst, and there are 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on, as Gredzelanek is retired. And now here is Brianna Rickert.
Catcher Brianna Rickert.
Sammy Radish steps on, and here we go. First pitch coming to Brianna Rickert. Swung on, hit up the middle, cut off at short, throw to first. In time, Annie Nielsen is sparkling at shortstop today for the Warhawks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 2.5 in, Oak Creek leads Arrowhead 1-0. You're listening to W7 Radio.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Wisconsin. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Bottom of the third. Got a full picture of a whole load of W7 faves. I'm going to send them to Connor. Ask him if he'll post those for me. Hillary Blomberg in there. Danny Lucy in there. Mia Buskey, I see.
Leading off about in the 3rd inning.
All kinds of friends.
14, Rachel Radish.
Rachel Radish to lead off for Arrowhead in the 3rd. Taylor Baker in that photo. Oh, and 1 on Radish. And now 1 ball and 1 strike. Alex Johnson in there from Watertown. 1-1, swing and a miss for Reddish, 1-2. Grudzalonic, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Swing and a miss, make it 3 strikeouts as Rachel Reddish becomes the 3rd victim from Riley Grudzalonic. 1 up, 1 down in the 3rd, and now Jacqueline Cox.
Back to the top of the order.
Coxie hitting .442, 38 hits and 86 at bats, 37 runs scored, 13 ribbies, and a .605 slugging percentage for Jackie Cox. First pitch, base hit right between the 5 and 6. The infield was way in, especially at 3rd and short. And because the ball was hit so sharply, there was no time to make a play on it as it skitters into left field, and Cox gets a 1-out single.
Now batting the 3rd baseman, Sophia Gimler.
Now Sophia Gimla. First pitch strike. Winners from today. Superior defeated Menominee Falls. Sun Prairie East knocked off Oshkosh West, and Kaukauna shut out Waterford. This is the final game of D1 quarterfinals. That pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gimla. Sophia hitting .391, 24 hits and 87 at bats. Senior on this squad. Runner at first and 1 out. And she's hit by a pitch. And Gimla on to second. I'm telling you, the music has been on point. To play Kelly Clarkson on cue like that, that's fantastic.
Jackie Showalter.
Now here's Showtime. If they played some kind of Showtime music here when Jackie got up, then they'd really get respect from me, I'll tell you that.
W7 coverage of the 2023 WIAA State Softball Tournament is presented by Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin. Visit jollygoodsoda.com to find it in your area. And by Distillery. With locations in Richfield and Grafton, Distillery has a full food menu including homemade pizzas and a Friday fish fry. Visit www.distillerywi.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Bunted down the line at third, picked up, throw to first, in time, sacrifice bunt. Scrobus on to second. So now a runner on second with 2 outs.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Rita Sippy.
And here's Rita Sippy. Sippy got a base hitter last time up. Another one of those on a run will score. Scrobus on second. First pitch hit to right field and caught. Rachel Radish on the catch. And that retires the side. No runs for the Knights.
For Oak Creek and Doppler 4, no runs on a hit.
3.5 in.
1 left on.
1-0 Oak Creek. You're listening to W7 Radio.
Number 4 is still 1-0 Oak Creek.
W7 coverage of the 2023 WIAA State Softball Tournament is presented by Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin. Visit jollygoodsoda.com to find it in your area. And by The Distillery, with locations in Richfield and Grafton. The Distillery has a full food menu including homemade pizzas and a Friday fish fry. Visit www.distillerywi.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Come together right now over me. Right.
Bottom of the fourth. 1-0 Oak Creek. And a W7 Radio Instant Classic, maybe. We'll get a lot of those. Annie Nielsen, Sammy Radish, and Molly Borst in the fourth. Two balls and no strikes on Nielsen. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Oak Creek got 1 in the second. That's been your scoring. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Oak Creek or Arrowhead, no runs, 3 hits and no errors. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swung on, hit down the line at first and foul out of play. Annie Nielsen at the plate, 0 for 1. The shortstop has had a really great game in the field today. Two balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. Inside, 3-2. On Annie Nielsen. Payoff pitch from Gredzelanek. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Annie Nielsen is retired. One out in the fourth. And that'll bring out Sammy Radish. First pitch strike on Radish. 0-1. And another strike, 0-2 on Radish. So Connor Shashelsik checking in, watching this game. The only Shashelsiks I know are the De Pere ones.
That's the only ones I'm aware of as well.
So
There's
curious
some
to see
relation up there.
Renee, where Renee's watching from. This one hit back to the circle, throw to first, over the head of Christopher. Radish on to second. Riley, it was hit right back to Grudzelanek. It looked like a routine play, and she just fired it right over the head of Kennedy Christopher. And now you've got a runner on second with one out. Error on Grudzelanek.
Second baseman number 3, Molly Borst.
Now Molly Borst. Of course, McKenna Shashelzik. McKenna, right? Is that right?
Yep. And Jaden.
And
McKenna
Jaden.
Yep.
Wild pitch. Runner on to third. So things skittered away from Oak Creek here in the fourth. Runner on third with one out.
In jeopardy of giving that run right back.
Yes, sir. If Boris can lift something to the outfield or to the right side of the diamond, it should score a run. Infield in, way in on Molly Borst. A walk and a stolen base today for Molly. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out with a runner at third. Borst steps out of the box. Grudzelanek ready, squaring up to bunt is Borst on the line. And everybody's going to be safe. A throwback to third. It was down the line at first base on the bunt. Christopher picked it up, and as she picked it up, Borst flew past her headed towards first, and Christopher looked up and whirled to throw to third, but by that time, Radish was back to third, and now you've got first and third with 1 out, and Oak Creek gonna talk it over.
I'm going to stand up here. It's getting a little interesting.
A little interesting here. Hey, when you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than just winning or losing a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual is the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started way back in 1965. From basketball to hockey to wrestling and gymnastics, the award recognizes more than team sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community as well. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions. A message from the WIAA and W7. Put in the education in sports. Meeting is over. Everybody returns to their places. And Ashley Gilroy is at the plate with a runner at first and third and 1 out in the fourth. First pitch, squares to bunt. And she did not offer. 1 ball, no strikes.
Pulled that one back high and inside.
I think she just pulled it back in time. So 1-0 on Molly Jackson. Meanwhile, Boris moved on to second on that high and inside pitch. So now you've got second and third with 1 out to Molly Jackson. Jackson hitting .286. Pinch hitting here. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike on Molly Jackson. Second and third with 1 out. Grudzelanek gives it a spin, and here's the 2-1. 3-1. Don't want to put her on. Rachel Radish, the 9-hitter, is next and back to the top of the order. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here is the offering. Squares up to bunt. Bunts it foul down the first base line. Now 3-2. Winner of this game gets Kakana tomorrow in the semifinals. 19 games on W7, all of them live, all of them free. This is game 4 of 19 and 4 of 7 today.
Halfway done.
We're right at the halfway point. That seems like the first half was a long first half.
You know it was, but there's so much going on behind the scenes here that kind of flew by a little bit.
Got a chance to see Steve King, and when I was out in the crowd for a little bit, that's Maddie Balsiger's grandpa here today. Maddie's in the house here somewhere. 3-2, ball 4 to Jackson, and the bases are loaded. With 1 out.
With 1 down and the bases loaded, it brings up the right fielder, number 14.
The PA guy wants to take over doing play-by-play. Hey, PA guy, stay in your lane, man. Bases loaded, 1 out. And here is Rachel Radish. First pitch missed, 1-0.
How often, Gary, have we seen today this 9-batter in the lineup? And are they an easy out, or do they roll things back to the top? In this case, if you can find some green grass, you can run all day.
Yes, sir.
Get a couple RBIs.
2 balls and no strikes. On Radish, nowhere to put her, bases loaded. There's a strike, 2-1. Just clip the corner. Riley reaches down, grabs some dirt. And now steps on, and here comes the 2-1. That one, strike. Ooh, Arrowhead fans not liking that call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out.
Jacqueline Cox in the on-deck circle was beside herself.
2-2. Called third strike. And Reddish is retired, and now there are 2 outs with the bases loaded for the aforementioned Jacqueline Cox.
Left fielder, Jacqueline Cox.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-0. Oak Creek in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch foul down the line at third and foul. This is one of those innings, Connor, if you're Arrowhead, you may look back on it and say, what if?
Well, and if you're Oak Creek, you want to get it out of this inning right here, right now. Top of the order up. You don't want to get into the heart of the lineup with the bases loaded.
0-1. Shortstop caught it! Madison Knoll! A soft line drive. Knoll reaches out and plucks it out of the air to retire the side in the 4th. No runs for the Warhawks, and they leave 3. We've played 4. Your score remains Oak Creek 1, Arrowhead nothing. You're listening to W7 Radio.
Sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community you live in. Respect, character, dignity. Your community, your team. We're a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award and have been since it began. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for Oak
Top of the 5th. getting late. 1-0 Oak Creek. Sierra Kilborn to lead off. First pitch, hit to short. Nielsen drops it. It was a line drive to shortstop. It looked like a routine play for Nielsen. She reached out to grab it and they started to flip it back to the pitcher, and oh no, the ball was on the ground. Funny, she's made 2 amazing plays at shortstop. That one of the 3 you would think would be the easiest one of the day, and it results in an error. And so a runner on first, that's Sierra Kilborn, with nobody out in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Madison Knoll that closed out the 4th inning with a nice catch at shortstop on a line drive to end the inning and protect Oak Creek's 1-0 lead. Two balls and 1 strike on Madison Knoll. Nobody out and a runner at first. That's Sierra Kilborn. Outside, 3-1. Grantsburg and Iola Scandinavia coming up next. Here is the 3-1 swing and fouled off by Knoll, 3-2. Oak Creek 1 run in the 2nd. That's been your scoring. It's 1-0 in the top of the 5th. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for Oak Creek. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Arrowhead. Winner gets Kakana tomorrow. I see some Mayville Cardinals working their way in. Swung on and hit down the line at 3rd and foul. And we'll do the 3-2 again with Madison Knoll. D4 coming up next. Doubleheader. And then Pacelli McDonald Central Catholic to close out the night. Another one roped down the line at 3rd and foul. It'll still be 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out to Madison Knoll. Swung on and hit to right field, and making the catch is Radish. And Kilborn will return to first. 1 out, 1 on. And here is the SCC Player of the Year, Kennedy Christopher.
Now batting the first baseman, number 20, Kennedy Christopher.
First pitch hit down the line at left and foul. No balls and 1 strike on Kennedy Christopher. Off speed is skied to left field.
A little bit of trouble.
Trouble and caught in left field. Hello. Jacqueline Cox on the play. Connor, you called it. There was a little mix-up between Nielsen, the shortstop, and Cox, the left fielder. Cox was charging. She seemed to slow down as it looked like Nielsen had it. And then Nielsen looked over like, you got this, right? And Cox was like, okay. And she dove and made the shoestring catch for the out. Great play by Jacqueline Cox in left field. And now 2 outs with a runner at first.
Now it's meeting of the minds out there in the circle. Okay, great. You got Christopher out. Now Grudzelanic. What are we going to do?
Yeah, Riley Grudzelanic to hit.
Put your back against the fence and keep everything in front of you, I guess?
Yeah, that was my instructions in Little League.
All right. No doubles depth in the outfield.
By the way, we talked about Kennedy Christopher as she was the last out here. Do you know who her pitching coach is?
2 down. And
Kayla Conwent from Wisconsin softball. No one better, I'll tell you that. Here is Riley Grudzelanic. 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch, off speed, high, 1 ball and no strike on Rye. Riley 1 for 2 today. One of the night's 4 hits. Radish pitches. There's a base hit in the left field. No doubt about that one. Hit sharply over the head of third base, Sophia Gimla in the left field. And now first and second with 2 outs.
That was just a throw a glove at it. Maybe you knock it down, maybe you don't.
Right. Now Brianna Rickert.
Please don't hit my face.
Right.
Kaylin Ortiz is the runner at first. Brianna Rickert is the batter.
So we've got a pinch runner at first for Grudzelanic.
Number 7.
That's Jalen Ortiz. And here's Brianna Rickert, first pitch strike, 0-1 on Rickert. And that one is low. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Runners on first and second. If you're Arrowhead, you cannot afford any more runs. The way Grudzelanic's been pitching, a 3-hit shutout so far through the first 3. Or first 4, beg your pardon. We're in the top of the 5th. Off speed, that one missed. 2 balls and 1 strike on Rickert. Brianna hitting .345 on the year. 30 hits in 87 at-bats, 26 RBI, and 6 runs scored. The slugging percentage of .508. Here is the 2-1. There's a base hit in the right center. That's extra bases. 1 run in. Rickert slides into second with an RBI double. Kilborn scores, and it's 2-0 Knights. Great piece of hitting, Connor, for Brianna Rickert.
The hitting was great. I was more impressed with the running afterwards. She was thinking 2 out of the box. That's a single all day for 90% of the kids in this state. But she was looking 2 all the way, putting herself in scoring position.
And Rickert, the catcher, will get a courtesy runner, and that'll be Jalen Salzer. So Salzer into run for Rickert. And now you've got second and third with 2 outs, 2-0. And here is Emma Schmidt, the hero from the sectional final. Chance to pad this lead for the Knights into 5th. First pitch, high, 1 ball and no strikes on Emma Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 2. Radish gets the sign, and here is the 1-0. That one way high. It skips away from the catcher, but nobody's going anywhere. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Emma Schmidt. Hit down the line at third and foul on top of the Arrowhead dugout. Two and one. Not sure I'm a huge fan of this track, but overall, I mean, 99% of them are pretty good.
A little pinball theme, you know?
Yeah, maybe. 2-1 on Schmidt. Second and third, 2 out. Comebacker. Gonna be trouble. Safe, and a run scores. It was a comebacker to Radish. It went off her glove. Picked up and thrown to first by Nielsen, but not in time. And a run scores, and it's 3-0 Knights. And now Coach Martin from Arrowhead coming out, and we're going to have a pitching change.
Yeah, they're going to talk over the safe out call at first.
Hey, while they do that, milk has been building champions for centuries. Why? Research shows that real milk builds pregame muscle, and low-fat chocolate milk restores postgame muscle for athletes like few other beverages. That's why pro players know they're going to need milk to fuel their performance. Learn their inspiring stories at gonna-needmilk.com, brought to you by the dairy farmers of Wisconsin. Well, they talked it over. Radish still in there. First and third. Everything stays as it is. It's 3-0. With runners at first and third and 2 out for Ali Skrobis. 2 hits today for Al. And can really help the cause of these Knights here in the 5th. First pitch, check swing. And she was able to hold off. 1 ball and no strikes. On Ali Skrobis.
Little confusion looks like out there. Everybody kind of looking at each other.
I think we're going to reset the signs. Yeah, something. Here's Radish. She's ready. Check swing again. This one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ali Skrobis with 2 outs. And runners on first and third. Surprised Schmidt hasn't taken off for second. Not sure they'd even throw at her. With the runner at third, here is the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Of course, if you're Oak Creek, you don't necessarily want to take yourself out of the inning either with something like that. When you've got a run already in and a 2 already in and a chance for more with a runner at third. 3-0 in the top of the 5th. Ali Skrobis at the plate, 2 balls, 1 strike. Swung on and hit into shallow left. Backing up is Nielsen, and she makes the catch for the out, but 2 big runs for the Knights in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Your new score, Oak Creek 3, Arrowhead nothing. You're listening to W7 Radio.
Top of the 5th, 2 runs on 3 hits. There's 1 error and 2 left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th. It's now 3-0 Oak Creek.
This is DJ Dan up in the press box, and we're starting a new tradition. We may not have a middle of the 7th inning, but we do have a middle of the 5th inning. So that means it's time for the 5th inning stretch. Stand up, and we want to hear which side sings "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" louder.
Away, that's all.
Yeah.
Sophia.
Well, a new tradition, Gary. They're starting here. I like it.
I love it.
After 4.5, a little
take
Fifth
me out to the
inning
ball
stretch,
game.
yeah, or-
Fifth inning
Yeah,
stretch.
fifth inning stretch. I like it.
We're in the bottom of the fifth. It's 3-0 Oak Creek. Knights hoping to advance to take on Kakana tomorrow in the semifinals. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sophia Gimla. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Gimla, Showalter, and Thomas. 2-3-4 for Arrowhead in the fifth. Gimla, no official at bat. She's walked and been hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit down the line and foul in right field into the stands. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grudzelanek ready, and here comes the 1-2 to Gimla. Swung on and fouled back over our heads, as most things are. Remains 1-2. Bleachers, I would say, a little less than half full, maybe. We'll see a lot more tomorrow, and certainly a lot more on Saturday.
Even yet tonight, I mean, now we're getting into the whole community show up.
Hit to short. Throw to first. Out. Madison Knoll to Kennedy Christopher for the out. 1 up, 1 down in the fifth for the Warhawks. And now here is Showtime, Jackie Showalter. Showtime 1 for 2. They need a spark here in the fifth. Grudzelanek blowing through this lineup. First pitch, sky to center, long run and catch. Who else? Sierra Kilborn. Nobody covers more ground in the outfield than number 18, Kilborn for Oak Creek.
She made that look easy.
She's so long and so athletic. The strides are just so fluid the way she runs. I love watching her run because it looks like she's barely even making any effort, but she just glides. I mean, glides is the only way I can put it with Kilborn. It's been a real treat to watch her play the last 4 years, and excited to see what her career holds for her at volleyball at UW Parkside. But she's been just a great kid and a great athlete to watch over the years for Oak Creek. 2 outs and nobody on. Connor, I mean, that was, in most places, that's a base hit. I mean, she just ran that thing down. Sierra Thomas at the plate, 2 balls and no strikes on Thomas. Two outs in the fifth. Pitch in there, strike, 2-1. Sierra Thomas 0 for 2.
Well, they got the line backed up. They're waiting to get in here for the next one. As I said before, this is a community.
I think all of Grantsburg is here.
It's the close up the town and last one out, shut the lights off.
3-2 on Thomas, and she draws ball 4. By the way, Thomas is actually committed to University of Minnesota Duluth, so she'll go play there next year. I believe Kat Burghardt from New Berlin West. Burghardt may be a senior next year. Is at Minnesota Duluth. The Bulldogs, if I recall. Yep, that is right. So Thomas headed to Duluth after this season. And she is at first with 2 outs. First pitch from Grudzelanek is a ball to Annie Nielsen. And this one also missed. 2 balls, no strikes on Nielsen, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Two outs in the 5th. Swung on and hit foul. Bottom of the 5th. Oak Creek 1 in the 2nd and 2 in the 5th. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Arrowhead 0 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Pitch to Nielsen, swung on, comebacker. Nice job by Grudzalanek. She leapt up and grabbed it. It was ready to go over her head. Brought it in, walked it over to first. Underhand flip to Christopher, and that retires the side. No runs for the Warhawks in the 5th. We head to the 6th. Getting late. 3-0 Oak Creek. You're watching W7 Live.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Hammered to left center, over the head and left. 1 run in, 2 runs in.
Come together right now over me.
Top of the 6th. 3-0 Oak Creek.
Madison
Hoagland leading off. Hoagland, Sippy, and Kilborn 8-9-1 in the 6th. Off-speed pitch missed. 2 balls and no strikes to Hoagland. Oak Creek leading 3-0 in the 6th. Hit sharply to second and throw to first in time. And Hoagie is retired 4-3. Borst to Showalter, and there is 1 down in the 6th. Now Rita Sippy came in hitting .273. 12 hits in 44 at-bats. First pitch missed, 1-0. Sippy 1 for 2 with an RBI. She will step out and will reset. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out in the 6th. Hit sharply over shortstop, a second hit of the day for Rita Sippy. So runner on first with 1 out. As Sippy comes through again.
Sierra Kilborn.
And now top of the order, Sierra Kilborn. First pitch, bunt. Only play first and didn't get her anyway. Kilborn runs it out. It was an intended sacrifice, and Sierra said, no, I'm going to get on base. And she just flew down the line at first, and she's on. So a bunt single for Sierra Kilborn, and now first and second with 1 out for Madison Knoll.
Gilroy picked it up with the glove, had to go bare hand, her only chance.
And Connor, you've said it, and we've said it time and again, that 9-hitter, when that 9-hitter gets on, good things happen. Rita Sippy's gotten on twice as the 9-hitter today, and now you've got first and second with 1 out for Madison Knoll. Knoll 0 for 3. That's code for she do. This one hit off the end of the bat, down the line at first, nobody there, and safe, and the bases are loaded. Not much you can do on that. Everybody charged it, and when it was picked up, there was nobody at first. Borst a little slow getting over to first from second to cover, and by that time, Knoll was down the line. They were playing her deep in the infield, which you should because she's such a strong hitter, but she just hit it off the end of her bat, and by the time they retrieved it, she had beaten out the throw, and now you've got bases loaded with 1 out, and the Southeast Conference Player of the Year coming up to the plate, freshman Kennedy Christopher, with a chance to break this thing wide open.
So, Gary, fun fact, Madison Knoll's nickname is Precious.
Precious.
Nick, we're gonna need some more deets on that.
Context on that, Nicky boy.
Yep. I mean, that was a precious 6-foot hit to break the 0 for 3 day, but need a little more deets on that there, buddy.
Kennedy Christopher's dog's name is Frankie, an English bulldog, and her favorite word is slay.
Slay.
Very scared of snakes. I don't know anybody that's not. I'm terrified of those things. She made the top 50 elite on deck camp, and she has been nominated for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel Player of the Year. And by the way, only freshman. She is going to be she already is, but it's going to be a special 4 years for Kennedy Christopher here at Oak Creek.
Kennedy Christopher.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and she can start those memories right here with the bases loaded. First pitch missed, 1-0.
And then verbally commit to Wisconsin.
Yes.
Hit a grand slam and then verbally commit.
Her hitting coach is Kayla Conwin. She should verbally commit. Kayla, no more coaching her until she commits. 1-0 on Christopher inside. 2 balls and no strikes to the freshman Christopher. Six homers on the year. This one fouled back and out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. Sippy at third, Kilborn at second, and Knoll at first. So, Connor, that's code for you got speed on the bases. 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Nowhere to put Christopher. I'll tell you what, I'm letting her swing away here if she likes it. Here is the 3-1. She did like it, and she foul tipped it off her thigh. Steps back, she's okay. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out with the bases loaded. Infield drawn in. They're going to come home on anything on the ground. Trailing 3-0 here in the 5th. Now Christopher steps out of the box.
Yeah, a little
gamesmanship,
yeah,
maybe. A little
game within the
gamesmanship.
game.
I like it. 3-2 on Christopher. Ball 4 and a run scores. Well, it doesn't get any easier. Now you've got the senior and Northwestern commit, Riley Grudzelanek, with the bases loaded and 1 out, and it's now 4-0 Knights.
Brings up Riley Grudzelanek.
Arrowhead in big trouble here. Need to make a play. Here is Radish, first pitch. Off speed high, 1-0. Well, in case you're wondering, Radish has pitched 81 innings. Sierra Thomas has pitched 62. Those are your two primary pitchers, but Sierra playing in right field. Haven't seen any signs that she's coming out. Center field, beg your pardon. 2 balls and no strikes on Riley Gredzelanek with 1 run in. It's 4-0 in the 6th. Here's the 2-0. Hot shot up the middle, base hit. 1 run in, 2 runs in. It's 6-0, a 2 RBI single for the senior Riley Gredzelanek, and it's 6-0 Oak Creek.
Floodgates are fully open at this point.
So first and second with 1 out, and it's 6-0 Knights.
Jalen Ortiz, the courtesy run.
Madison's nickname is Precious. I love that. 6-0 Oak Creek.
It's like a Lord of the Rings reference.
And we're going to have a meeting in a circle. It looks like Sierra Thomas is indeed going to come in and pitch. While she does that, we'll take a break for a pitching change. 6-0 Oak Creek at the top of the 6th. You're listening to W7 Radio.
We're a team that plays together. The winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Sierra Thomas, the new pitcher for Arrowhead. It's 6-0 Oak Creek. 6 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Knights. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for Arrowhead. Knights got 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and 3 here in the 6th. Thanks in part to a 2 RBI single from senior Riley Gredzelanek, and also a bases loaded walk to Kennedy Christopher. And it's 6-0. And now Brianna Rickert to bat. First and second with 1 out. Rickert 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. 2 balls and no strikes on Rickert. Sierra Thomas now pitching. Radish responsible for the runners on first and second. Here's the 2-0. Base hit into right field. Christopher will hold at third, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Emma Schmidt. And Connor, as you said, the gates are open here. Maybe not for those coming in to watch Grantsburg, but certainly for the Oak Creek Knights bats in this 6th inning.
No, but it's just a great atmosphere. I mean, down there, that's what I love about WIA and the games down here at Goodman. Iola kids, they're done warming up, and they feel like the big-time atmosphere with their parents and everybody waiting on the outside, interacting with them.
You bet.
VIP experience for the kids.
First pitch to Schmidt is high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
If you're tuning in for that Grantsburg Iola game, we'll have it following this one, but that one was a 4:30 start time, probably more looking about 5:30, 5:40.
Schmidt fouls it off, back to the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Unless Schmidt goes big fly here.
Yeah, Schmitty. I don't know if you'll get that out of her, but she can knock a couple in. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, and time is called as the progress of this game has come to a crawl. Hit down the line at third, going to throw home, force out Christopher at home, and that's the 2nd out. Nice job at third base. Throwing home, that was Sophia Gimla. So now 2 outs with the bases loaded for Ali Scrobis. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch to Scrobis, missed, 1 ball. 2 for 3 with a run scored for Ali Scrobis. Here comes the 1-0 from Thomas. Swung on, hit to third, throw to first in time, and that retires the side. 3 runs for the Knights in the 6th. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th. Your new score, Oak Creek 6, Arrowhead 0. You're listening to the WIAA State Softball Tournament on W7 Radio. Bottom of the 6th, 6-0. Sammy Radish to lead off for Arrowhead. Radish, Borst, and Gilroy in the 6, 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Six nothing Oak Creek. Thanks to a 3-run 6th. Grudzelanek has allowed only 3 hits in this game. Radish 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It's 2 balls and 1 strike on Sammy Radish. Riley gives it a spin. Here's the 2-1. Right down Broadway. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Arrowhead needs to get at least a couple here to cut into this lead in the 6th. And not try to hang it all in the 7th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, swung on, lifted to right field, settling under it, and making the play is Emma Schmidt with the sunglasses on. And 1 up, 1 down in the 6th. And now Molly Borst. First pitch hit down the line at first and just foul.
Molly Brost is the batter.
No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Getting late for the Warhawks, down to their last 5 outs, trailing 6-0 to Oak Creek. Swing and a miss on Vorst. That's 0-2, setting up a potential blockbuster tomorrow. Kaukauna and Oak Creek. Woo!
First pitch,
be a good one.
Approximately 9 p.m.
First pitch at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Approximately.
What is that? What they say? Is that what the website says?
Yes, sir.
This one hit into left field, shallow left. Going back and making the play is Madison Knoll, and there are now 2 outs with nobody on.
Now batting the catcher, number 20, Ashley Gilroy.
And here is Ashley Gilroy. 2 outs, no one on in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Gredzelanek is fouled back. And if this holds true, this will be the first game where the lower seed defeats the higher seed, as it's went chalk for everybody else. 1, 2, and 3 all won. Arrowhead's the 4 and Oak Creek is the 5, and Oak Creek leading 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike to Ashley Gilroy.
That one could start around 9. There's a big gap. D2's second game starts at 4:30, and D1's first game starts at 7. So there's about a 25-minute buffer in there throughout the entire course
start at 9,
of the day.
I would think. May have to work on getting some pizza or something in here. I don't know if I can eat any more hot dogs.
All right.
I don't know if I can pay any more $6 for a hot dog. Let me put it that way. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs.
Uber Eats to deliver to the gate.
Good gracious. $6 drink and a $6 hot dog. We're already 2,000 underground. I can't go anymore, man. 3-1 on Gilroy. Nobody on and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Riley steps back on, and here is the payoff. Swung on, hit to second. Hoagie's got it, flipped to Christopher, and it's 1-2-3 goes Arrowhead in the 6th. We are headed to the 7th. Your score remains 6-0. Oak Creek.
The 2023 WBCA Girls Basketball All-Star Games are on W7 on June 28th. 5 games in one day with the class of 2023 All-Stars from all over the state of Wisconsin. Watch all the games 100% live and 100% free on YouTube and Facebook. W7 is for the girls.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Top of the 7th, our buddy Casey Navarro is in the house. Connor, give her a headset. Let's get her on here real quick. Top of the 7th, 6-0 Oak Creek, and our buddy Casey Navarro from Kettle Moraine in the house. Case, how you doing, kiddo?
Good.
Good to see you. Great season, great sophomore year for you.
Yeah.
And ended a little too soon against a pretty good Waterford team. Who are you here to watch today?
Arrowhead as a whole, Kennedy Christopher from the first baseman from Oak Creek. I had a few friends on Waterford. 2 of my club teammates are Oshkosh West.
Gotcha.
And then one of my teammates is also on Mayville, but they play tomorrow.
You know everybody. Casey Navarro, one of our top 3 catchers in the area here on the broadcast from Kettle Moraine. Base hit up the middle for Madison Hoagland. Hoagie is on with a single. Arrowhead's had a tough going here against Grunzalonic today. Thoughts?
Yeah, I see that they faced for the first time. Jackie just really hit the ball that time, and Sierra hit the ball. Now they're just holding them. And then Oak Creek's actually getting some hits this game.
They are, and I've been really impressed with their defense today, especially Sierra Kilborn out in center field. I mean, they've really contained this Arrowhead offense. Of course, Riley Grunzalonic pitching a great game on the circle. Runner on first, nobody out, squared up to bunt. A Sippy throwback to first. And runner is safe. So Hoagland at first with nobody out in the top of the 7th. And we're having a meeting here between Sippy and Coach Trask. So 2 years down, 2 to go. Case, what do you think?
I think it'll be a good 4 years of my
I know
career.
it will be. I have no doubt about that. Mom here today?
Yeah, they're right over there.
Oh, yeah. No balls and 1 strike. Swung on, hit hard to short. Nielsen to second for 1 and safe at first. Nice play by Nielsen to Gilroy, and that is the first out. Are you here all 3 days or just here today? Or?
I'm just here today. I got a club tournament
I was going to say,
tomorrow.
you probably got a tournament coming up. Who do you play for again?
I play for Wisconsin Bandits.
Wisconsin Bandits. Tell you what, there's a lot of high-powered players in that club.
Yeah.
1
Sienna
out.
Thomas is on our 18 team.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Are you in the Showtime Sports Showcase again this year?
Yep.
All right. Base hit into center field. Guess who? Sierra Kilborn. She's been killing the Warhawks today. Kilborn on with 1 out, and now first and second. Kilborn 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored on a walk.
Number 2, Madison Knoll.
And now Madison Knoll. Now, so if you know Christopher pretty well, you gotta tell her she's gonna hit here. She's got to play here. So
yeah.
she should be committing to Wisconsin anytime now. I'm waiting for the announcement. And Kayla Conwent's her pitching coach, for crying out loud. Where else would she go?
We call her Mini Kayla. She's a replica of
Yes,
Kayla.
she is Mini Kayla. We're gonna call that from now on. Mini Kayla. That's perfect. 1 ball, no strike to Madison Knoll. Casey Navarro popped in to say hello, and we put a headset on her. Swung on, hit to short. Nielsen bobbles it. Throw to first. Safe. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. And guess who's coming up? Mini Kayla, Kennedy Christopher. Well, she can start her legend status right now, Casey, don't you think?
She's done it before.
Bases loaded, 1 out
Christopher, the batter.
for Kennedy Christopher.
She's one of my favorite people I've played with. She's just an uplifting person no matter what situation you're in.
She DM'd me on Twitter the other night saying, "Hey, thanks for the shout out, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show for you." And she's doing just that. First pitch, ball. 1 ball and no strikes on the freshman, Christopher. So, Casey, I mean, you've kind of been that younger kid all this time. Now you're kind of starting to transition into being the veteran, the older kid. Is that kind of is that different for you? Do you like it?
I like it. I like having people look up to me. I like having people know that they can come to me whenever they need.
Ball inside on Christopher. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out.
And even last year when I played with Kennedy, even though I was the oldest on that team and she was younger than me, I would always still go to her. She's a great leader for this Oak Creek team.
She definitely is. I mean, Southeast Conference Player of the Year as a freshman. That's pretty darn good. 2-0 on Mini Kayla. Now 3-0. Yvette Healy's listening to this and got a big, big smile on her face. I know she does. 3-0 on Christopher. We're going to pressure her hard to go to Wisconsin. I'm telling you, we're going to be all over her business.
She's going big.
2-1 on Kennedy Christopher. The last pitch was a strike, not a ball. My bad. I've had trouble picking up these balls and strikes here, Casey. Need a spotter like you. I mean, you know this stuff inside and out. 2-1, off speed, base hit in the left field. A run scores, and everybody moves up 60 feet. RBI single for Minnie Kayla, Kennedy Christopher, and it's 7-0 Oak Creek. Stephanie Hauser, Executive Director of the WIAA, here today.
Brings up Riley Grzanek.
Of course, Todd Clark, Communications Director, getting us set up with our. What do you think of our pad here, Casey?
I think it's pretty cool. It's like Kewaskum's little deck.
Yeah, it is. It is like their little deck, isn't it? That was pretty slick, though. I loved that setup over there. And now Riley Grzanek, bases loaded and 1 out. It's 7-0 Oak Creek. Sierra Thomas on the circle for Arrowhead. Infield playing about halfway, back at second, back at short, and even with the bag on the corners. 1-0. That one missed. 2-0. Kilborn at third. Christopher at first and Hoagland at second. 2 balls, no strikes. Grzanek swung on and foul down the line at third. Actually off the dugout fence. Don't you think you guys need this kind of music and stuff during all your games? Like, all the organ music and stuff and the hype music. Do you like that stuff?
I don't know. We know Muskego does it, and we didn't really care for it much.
Not your thing, huh?
No.
You want to just go up there and rake, right?
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike. Popped up on the infield and caught for the second out as Grzanek is retired. And now 2 outs for the catcher, Brianna Rickert.
Brianna Rickert.
Nice game today for Rickert, both behind the dish and in the field. What do you think of her, Casey?
I think she's a pretty good catcher as being a senior, too.
Yes. First pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. On Brianna Rickert, the catcher, Casey Navarro, our special guest, also a catcher from Kettle Moraine. We've known Casey since she was in 8th grade. Crazy, isn't it? Now 2 balls and no strikes. I call her mom the troublemaker.
She is one. Trust me.
2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs on Rickert. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Here is the pitch from Thomas. In there for a strike, 2-1. So let's say you guys are starting right away, right? With club ball, if you started already.
Yeah, I already had a practice, and I'm right back into a tournament.
Ready to go, right?
2 days off.
What more do you need? You wouldn't know what to do with yourself if you had any more than 2 days off.
No, I didn't.
You would get in trouble like Mom does.
I slept the whole time.
Good for you to be out active and busy doing stuff. That pitch missed. 3 balls, 1 strike. And now we're going to have a meeting at the circle. Tell you what, Connor, this last inning and a half has taken like an hour. Thank God the sun's not in there. I'd be torched by now. Sun behind the press box now, thankfully. It's going to be fun tomorrow and Saturday. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs on Rickert. Here is the offering, swung on, hot shot, foul down the line and left. 3-2 with 2 outs. So are you guys happy how your season ended? I mean, sectional finals. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, we were looking towards that game all season. We saw we knew we were going to face Milton. We just had to make sure we prepare the whole season.
What'd you think of hitting off Gwen Baker?
She's real good.
She's the real deal, isn't she? 3-2, swung on, hit to right, and caught. And now she drops it. I think she made the catch already. 1 run in, and now a 2nd run in. But that's 3 outs. She caught it. Connor, did she catch that out there? It looks like she caught it and then transitioned it to her free hand to try to throw it in, but that was already the 3rd out, so that retires the side. Casey Navarro, thanks for joining us, kiddo. Good luck in your club season this year. Tell Mom hi for me, and keep in touch, kiddo.
Will do.
All right, good to see you. Last call for the Warhawks. 7-0 Oak Creek. You're watching and listening to W7 Radio. Hammered to left center, over the head and left. 1 run in, 2 runs in.
Come together right now over me.
Bottom of the 7th. 7-0 Oak Creek. Knights got 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Arrowhead, no runs on 3 hits. Rachel Radish to lead off the 7th. 0-1. Radish, Cox, and Gimla. 9, 1, and 2 in the 7th. That one's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Radish. She is 0 for 2. Just 3 hits allowed by Riley Grudzelanek today. She has pitched a gem, but you know what, Connor? She's had some really nice defense behind her today, too. And that one missed. Go ahead.
Yeah, she has had some phenomenal defense behind her and pretty much a clean game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out here in the 7th. Off speed, missed outside. 3-2 on Radish. Michelle Griffin Wenzel in the house, getting ready for her TV broadcasting tonight on the NFHS network. Swung on, down the line at third. Throw to first. Out!
Ooh.
Woo! That was a close one.
He was going safe initially.
But Rita Sippy makes the play to Kennedy Christopher, or Minnie Kayla as we're now calling her. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. And now back to the top of the order, Jacqueline Cox.
It was a good one-handed grab there by Sippy.
She's played a nice game today, yeah, Connor. Sippy has. I may catch up with her after. First pitch, strike to Cox.
Tell you what, third base play from the start of the morning till now has been really, really solid.
The hot corner has been moving some great plays at third base today. No balls and 1 strike on Cox. Swung on, hit to short. Knoll gobbles it up, throw to first in time. 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down. Last chance for the Warhawks. Trailing 7-0, and here is Sophia Gimla.
Number 17, Sophia Gimla.
7 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error for Arrowhead. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. Or for Oak Creek, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Arrowhead. It has been all Oak Creek today. Grudzelanek first pitch, missed high. 1 ball, no strike. Coming up next, 4:30, scheduled start. It won't be then. We're already at 5:10. More like probably 5:30 will be Iola Scandinavia and Grantsburg. Grantsburg, the defending state champs in D4. They will take on Iola Scandinavia. What's Iola Scandinavia, Connor? Are they the Falcons or something? Or
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, right.
T-Birds, Thunderbirds.
That's a bygone mascot. You don't hear much of the T-Birds anymore. There's a few out there. 2-0, swung on, hit to center, Kilborn chasing it, and it's going to be out of her reach. Gimla cruises into second with a 2-out double. Kilborn fast, but that thing was hit.
I thought it was well over her head. She almost tracked that one down again.
So 2 outs, runner on second. Just the 4th hit of the day for Arrowhead. And now showtime, Jackie Showalter, the UW-Madison commit. We didn't pressure Casey Navarro to find out if she's getting ready to commit yet. I don't know where she's going to go.
Pressuring everybody else about her.
First pitch to showtime is a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. And 2 outs.
Looks like they have released the floodgates on the entry into here.
Uh-oh.
Starting to be standing room only.
We're going to be swallowed in purple and gold, or purple and orange here pretty soon. Foul ball down the line at left. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Jackie Showalter at the plate for Arrowhead. Sophia Gimla on second base. Trying to keep this game going 1 batter at a time. Riley ready. That one high and outside.
You go back to that 4th inning where Arrowhead, they had their chances, bases loaded, top of the order up, and couldn't strike for a run, and then 2 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th for Oak Creek, and that's where we sit, 7-0.
2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss for Showalter. And it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the 7th. Grudzalonic looking to close this thing out. Outside, 3-2. So count worked full. Gimla at second with 2 outs. 7-0 Oak Creek. Riley steps on, gives it a spin, and here comes the 3-2. Swung on, fouled back over our heads. And we'll do it all over again. We'll break the live stream from here, come back live for Iola, Scandinavia, and Grantsburg. Connor DuBoyce on the call for that game. Coming up next.
You're going to hand it over after. You're going to start big timing. You're going to take all the D1 games, and then you're going to hand me the D4, and that's okay, fine. Hand me the community games.
I was going to say, you're going to get more people on those games than you will on these.
The entire community shows up and shows out.
It won't even be close. Yeah, it won't even be close.
Well,
3 balls, 2 strikes on Showtime. Hot shot to right, extra bases for Showalter. Gimla scores. Showalter cruises into second with a 2-out double, and the Warhawks are on the board in the 7th. 7-1. No doubt about that one. I don't care how fast you are. You're not catching that one from Jackie Showalter.
Center fielder number 7.
And now Sierra Thomas. Always a threat to go deep. First pitch in there, strike. 0-1 on Thomas with Showalter on second, 1 run in here in the 7th. 5 hits for Arrowhead and 1 run. Here's the 0-1 from Riley. Swung on, hit to short. Knowles got it. Throw to first in time. And the Knights are moving on to the semifinals with a 7-1 win over Arrowhead. 7 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error for Oak Creek. 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors for Arrowhead. Your winning pitcher is Riley Grudzalonic. Losing pitcher is Sammy Radish. Game went 2 hours and 11 minutes. Oak Creek moves on to the semifinals against Kalkana tomorrow, 9 p.m. You've been watching and listening to W7 Radio. We're coming back. Iola, Scandinavia, and Grantsburg next. Thanks for listening.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.